Jaja, who is 16 years younger than me, said, before you help other people, before you give other people your time, you're supposed to give it to me and your children. Don't expect us to give our time to strangers. Oh my God, that's not bad, because in church, they teach you your first ministry is your family.
And yes.
Right? Your benevolence means nothing if you're good toward other people, but then again, you're not taking care of the needs of your family.
Good morning, California. We're so excited. This is our first ever podcast in our Denu headquarters. And I'm so honored to have our very, very special guest, a friend of ours, and the one who helped me put this together. We're so super duper, so we're very spoiled. We have our very own, very, very famous Paco.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. You know what? I really appreciate being here. Thank you for making this episode 1. And this is I'm having goosebumps because this is going to be historic in a sense that everything starts from here. We took this is a labor of love, blood, sweat, and tears to build this. 1 year in the making.
Imagine. Feels like forever.
Right?
We've never thought we can be here today, right, Paco?
I mean, if people can see how this studio looked like before it looked like this. However, when I first came in here, it already looked like a studio even before the studio was built. How's that?
Wow.
Yeah.
So you already had, the vision. I think this was prepared for us ever since, right?
Yeah. And one thing that's nice about it is like this desk. Alan, your husband, was kind of happy and sad that the desk wasn't going to be used. And so when we were creating the podcast, the studio, I took into account the fact that, this is a nice desk. And so it's here now. This is the desk that your audience can see.
Do you know the story of this desk?
Since this is your podcast, so what's the story?
Yeah, so our friend, very friend, he is our office manager, but a very, very dear friend, Lemuel Boyet. I think you know him. You met him.
Met him.
He made this for me when we first moved here in Denu. So this was my desk initially. He made it for me as my own desk.
Imagine, right? And then Denu is big now. Now look at this. This is your first episode and we're using the same desk.
Yes.
Could be a good sign.
A blessing indeed, right?
Yes.
Probably it was really meant to be our desk.
Yes.
For today.
Yes.
So thank you. So Paco, I've known you for a while.
Yes.
And you know what really attracted me personally is how you treat a lot of people. You just take care of a lot of people. There's so many of them from different walks of life. And majority of the time, you don't really expect any expectation. No, there's no expectation. You just there. You just show up. And you make people happy. I don't know how, you do that. I know if it's intentional for you or it's just, so innate, in you that you do that. But you are surrounded with a lot of people almost all day long. But you don't seem annoyed. You don't seem irritated. Then you're always open your house to a lot of people, even strangers.
Yes.
Even us inviting us to your own place, and you just made us feel so welcome. So, can you just tell me a little bit about that?
Okay, so that benevolence, good or bad, stemmed from seeing my parents. I remember growing up, our house would be filled with people I did not know. I was a young boy, but there would be people in the house. And then when I say house, this is a 2-bedroom apartment, a small apartment in Cubao, Quezon City. I'd wake up, my mom, I'd smell bacon or prito, fried food, right, for breakfast. So I'd go down, and my mom and dad would be around the dining room table talking with people. If the conversation was benign, we were allowed to listen.
Wow.
So we would sit in, right? And the beauty of that is having been exposed to how my parents interact with other people and hearing other people's issues.
And that's not normal. Most parents will not let you budge in or won't even let you be part of that conversation.
Plus, I remember at 10, my mom or dad would say, what do you think? I mean, what do you mean? What do I think? And I would see the smile on people's faces. Mind you, my parents did not have money. And my dad would always say, money, it's easy to help people with money, but it's always noble to help people with time
Wow.
because people cannot repay you for your time.
Very, very true.
Money, if you have a lot of it, no offense to people with,
It can come and go.
yeah, and it's easy. Oh, you know what? Here's money. Go. You're fine. Next.
Yeah.
But here, my mom and dad were not psychiatrists or psychologists, but people would come to the house, whether they're my cousins, friends, or whoever, just for a piece of advice or to make them feel good. And my parents would give them time. So this is the good part because I enjoyed it. My brother enjoyed it and my sister. When people would come, we would all sit on around the table and listen to their stories or problems or whatever, and they would leave with a smiling face. So as I grew up, I took that with me. I adopted a lot of people. When I say adopted, when I became able to have my own place, I would bring people in. They could sleep in my house, and I was single. I would eat. I would bring them with me. So I had an entourage of 20 at one time.
Wherever you are.
20 friends.
Wow.
I didn't care if they were mooching. I did not care if they were using me. Did not care. Bottom line is, I was happy having
Around
them.
them.
Yeah, I was happy having them with me. It became a problem when I married for the first time. See, I've been married 3 times. So when I married for the first time,
We'll talk about that shortly.
but it became a problem. Helping people became a problem because I was forcing my wife to understand that we should be helping other people.
And that's not something that she was exposed to.
So first friction. Eventually, me and my first wife broke up. Married again after years, married for the second time. And this was a 9-year, 10-month marriage.
Wow, that's a long time.
The main issue was time for other people. That was the issue again. So 2 marriages in my head, I was like, these women don't understand the nobility of helping others, right? And then I met Jaja, my wife. We've been together for 12 years now.
Longest.
12 years, 2012 to 2025. Yeah. So 2013 to 2025. That's how long we've been together. At one time, she complained. She said, you know what? I don't blame your exes for how they're reacting. I don't think they're the problem. I think it's you. And I said, why me? You don't have time. And so I said everything I said, and Jaja, who is 16 years younger than me, said, before you help other people, before you give other people your time, you're supposed to give it to me and your children. Don't expect us to give our time to strangers. Oh my God. That's not bad because in church, they teach you your first ministry is your family.
Yes.
Right? Your benevolence means nothing if you're good toward other people. But then again, you're not taking care of the needs of your family.
She's 16 years old, younger
She's
than
16 years
you.
younger than me.
And she's super mature.
She was super mature. And she said, you have to give me and your 5 children all the time you can give us because we are going to be your legacy. We are going to be...
They're the first priority.
Right? Remember backstage you were telling me Jaja would come with me to concerts and all? That's because I was like, everywhere I go, you're going with me.
And she loves it.
Yes.
Yes.
Because I don't make her my personal assistant. She's my partner.
She's your cheerleader.
My cheerleader and vice versa. I'm her cheerleader, right? But when I started giving my children and my wife all the time in the world, and at first I felt guilty because people would knock on my door and they would want my time. And I would say, you know what, bro, I can't. I have to be with my son, or I have to help Jaja with blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, later on, I saw them respecting my time.
For your family.
For my family. Wow. And now, it feels good that the lesson I learned from my parents giving time to other people, I am now applying that to my family. And to everybody watching and listening, the caveat is now people want to pay me
Time.
for my time,
And make that very valuable.
right?
So, wow. But even what your parents did, I'm going to talk about your mom later on. But that was also a good example. But, and then joining, of course, they cannot blame these people for coming to your home. I'm sure they saw so much value be around them and then
Yeah.
respected their opinion and their advices, right? But they involved you guys
Yes.
and made you part of it.
Yes.
And
At
I'm
the
sure
young
you
age.
learned so much from that as well. And then growing up, you were surrounded with great friends. But Jaja was also right, because right now there's a different priority, and that's very wow. You just coached a lot of men today, and shared a very valuable lesson.
Yeah.
And thank you for that, Paco.
Thank you
But let's
also.
talk quickly about: are you the oldest in the family?
Oldest in the family.
And then your mom passed away when you were how old were you?
My mom passed away when I was 20. But you know what? There's a story behind that, no? So I'm the fourth pregnancy. First to live, fourth to be conceived.
Amazing.
Now, my eldest sibling who I never met, her name was Rosanna. She was the first, and then she had 2 miscarriages. So she was bedridden when I was conceived. My mom would pray. And so I take talking to God seriously because of what I witnessed. And then my mom would say, Lord, let me have this baby. Just let me enjoy this baby for 20 years. Don't get me now. Because every time she gets pregnant, her life is 50-50. She's like, let me enjoy my baby. I don't want to die and let this baby live. I don't want this baby to die and let me live. I want to live with this baby. Even for 20 years. I'll take 20 years.
Oh wow.
Which is why I tell people, don't give God a time frame. Because my mom never saw my 21st birthday. I was going to turn 21 in July. She died in April. So I was 20 years old when she died. And she and I talked about that. I go, Mom.
Why'd you do that? Can you extend it?
I go, Mom, do you remember your story that you bargained with God and asked for 20 years? Mom, I'm 20 and you're dying. And you know, I never cursed God for that.
Wow.
And then my dad died a year after that.
But again, we'll never know if God would have probably a different plan
Right?
and would have probably took her early on.
Right.
We'll never know. We'll know it when you meet God in heaven.
Right?
And I said, well, Paco, I was planning to take her right there and then, but I gave you 20 years.
20 years. Right? It's a weird guy because now every time I pray because of that incident, I go, Lord, I want to grow old. I don't want any of my children to die before me. So hindi na ako nahihiya. I'm not ashamed. I'm not embarrassed of asking God for anything. I don't live in scarcity. I know God is there. And he's shown me a lot of situations in my life where I'm the only one you can run to. Diba? And he's never failed. He's the only one I've run to.
Amen.
And he's never failed me.
And then, so that time when your mom passed away, you already had the band.
Yes.
The intro voice
Yes.
band,
She was
right?
she was my first cheerleader. Ayon.
I grew up with that. I'm a very fan of intro voice.
Oh, thank you.
And you guys are very respected, very, very popular, very sought to. And the songs are still, we will never forget all those songs. But Line to Heaven.
Line to Heaven.
It's
yes.
a very special song that
Yes.
you wrote
Yes, for her.
and you sang. Can you tell us about that?
So, no one sings in the family. No one. My mom can't carry a tune. My dad can't carry a tune. My mom can't dance. My dad is a good dancer. My dad is into sports, very good athlete. My younger brother, who passed away also, he was a very good athlete. I had no talent. Zero talent. My talent was my mouth. But that was it. I would join extemporaneous speaking, storytelling contests, declamation. That's what I would do.
And then the drum, when did it show up?
I just wanted to be popular because I would see popular kids in school. And I was not even close to being popular. So I was like, you know what? I want to be an actor.
Wow.
So I told my mom, Mom, I want to be an actor. Really? What kind of actor? I want to be like Aga Mulak. And she's like, okay. So when I was 13, Aga was 15. Aga was, no, when I was 12, Aga was 14.
The Baguettes group.
Yeah. And he was the most popular person in the Philippines at 14. And in my head, I thought we looked alike in my head. But in reality, it looked like I looked like Aga Mulak after being jumped on by 10 guys, di ba? Parang ganun.
No, that's not true. What
So-
about you now?
So it was so funny because that's how strong my vision was in my head, right? My mom could have killed it. She could have said, you know what? You need to study hard because there is no future in your face. Di ba?
But she never did.
She never did that. She said, you want to be an actor? Okay. What is your vision? And let's make it happen. So whatever she was doing with other people who would visit the house, now I became her client, right? Let's work on you. Let's work on you and what you want. And my dad was like, oh, geez, tell him to go to school, not him. So my dad would be the guy saying, you know what?
The realist.
Stop. Go to school. Find a decent job. Start a family.
Have a good career.
Don't do this.
Yes.
This is not you. And so we would
You would butt heads.
Yeah, all the time. And then I became an actor eventually. Agamulak became a good friend of mine, and I would go wherever he went.
Wow.
And whenever he had a movie, I would be
There.
one of the extras in those movies, and I felt that was the pinnacle of my showbiz career, right? Because what I learned from Aga Mulak is you did not have to be good looking to be charming.
To be a good actor.
No, charming. Because I wanted to be popular. I didn't want to be a good actor. I just wanted to be popular.
Okay.
and so
So they started seeing you in the film.
Aga, and shout out to Ariel, to Aga, because whether he had good looks or not, fat or thin, he is a very charming, charismatic person because he is authentic
Up to now.
up to now. Very sincere.
Yes.
And that's what I picked up from him at a young age. This guy,
It's just being who he is.
that's what I did. I just became who I was. I didn't pretend to be someone I was not. And the girls gravitated toward me because of that. So from him, I learned how to validate my confidence. Don't get me wrong. I had confidence growing up. And I'll rewind this because this is funny. My mom never broke my spirit. I was an ugly baby, but my mom did not break my spirit. Compared to my brother who was a year and 2 months younger, that was star material. Handsome, cute, charming eyes, every perfect baby, perfect kid. So everywhere we went when we were kids, people would approach my mom and kneel and try to pinch my brother's face. And, oh, cute little boy. Oh my God, he's so cute. And I would just look, waiting for my turn, for people to tell me I was also cute, right?
Never did.
happened. Never happened. And so in my heart, I was feeling that burden. When will it happen? Family occasions. Oh my God, Louie is so guapo. Louie is so cute. Arol, oh my God, Louie, you're so lucky to have Louie. And I'm right beside Louie. I'm like, how
What
about
about
me?
me?
So that was me. So I confronted my mom at 9 or 10. And I said, Mom, people keep saying Louie is cute. How about me? And she's like, well, okay, listen to me, hijo, ha? Louie is really very cute. Even me, I was surprised that Louie turned out to be that cute. You should be proud because you are the big brother. And not every big brother has a cute little brother.
Wow.
So he should be your pride. But what about me? Am I cute? No, you were never cute.
She said that.
So, am I handsome? You know you're not. So don't expect people to to say you're handsome or you're cute. So what do I have? What am I? You have something that people will never take away. And as you grow older, it will only develop into something powerful. I go, what is it? What is it? She's like, you have sex appeal.
Wow.
I go, what is sex appeal? It's that magnet that attracts people to you.
Wow.
But don't tell anybody you have sex appeal.
That's
okay?
even more powerful.
So just put it in your head that you
You
are
have that.
you are the big brother of a cute little brother, but you have sex appeal that nobody has. I have sex appeal. So she was brainwashing me, di ba? I mean, of course, I believe in my mom. So I also believed in Santa Claus at that time. So same thing, right? I have sex appeal. I have sex appeal. So we would walk, me and Louie, and I would walk with swag, holding my brother's hand.
Proud.
And I would tell people at the grocery, this is my brother. Isn't he cute? And then they'd look at, oh, he's cute. I'm the big brother with a cute little brother. And then we'd walk around. Later on, people at the grocery and everywhere else
Talking to you.
would approach my mom. And they would say, are those your kids? Yes. The big one, he's so funny. He's so cute. He's so proud of his little brother.
Wow.
The sex appeal is working.
I know, right?
My point is, don't break your kids. Because my mom could have said, ikaw pangit ka. My mom could have called me ugly. So imagine growing up having her in my life until I became part of Intro Voice. My dad and we fought about it. He didn't want me to be in it. He got mad at me for being in that band. But my mom defended me. We had an album, a second album, and then she was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer.
So sorry about that.
Thank you. And so every time I would go home, Amabel, every time I would go home, there would be corned beef.
Because you like corned beef?
There would be rice. There would be nor chicken noodle soup, whatever it was. So I would have that at 1, 2 in the morning. And she would have her coffee and she would just look at me. And I would say, this is how it happened. So that the shows that she is not able to attend, she wants me to articulate what happened. And she would say, stop. I go, what? Rewind. So who's this guy again? She was really into the conversation. She wants to know who the characters are, how it went, what's the lineup. So every time she would watch the shows, she knew who the people were, right?
Because of what you're telling her.
And so it was like that for the good chunk of Intro Voice from the day it started, 1986, all the way to 1991.
86. High school.
And so, imagine every night, sometimes Jonathan and JJ and the rest of the band would come home to the house and my mom would make food for everybody and all of us would tell the story. And Tita Arol, do you know what happened? And Jonathan would talk. Everybody would just talk and my mom would, wait, again. So how did this happen again? So she was really into you.
Wow.
She wasn't brushing you off. She was really into your story. So imagine the show after she died. Because even on her deathbed, after the show, I would go to UERM in Santa Mesa. And even with her eyes closed, because her eyes became sensitive to light, she would want me to tell the story and she would smile. And she would just lift her hand and say, rewind. Okay, mommy, this is how it was. So imagine that's how we were. That's how we were. So imagine that she died on a Sunday, Easter Sunday. That Friday, we had a show in Cavite, her hometown in Caridad. And she was not there anymore. And when I went home to a dark house.
When was this?
This was a week after her death.
1992.
Because you have to remember, when we go home from a show, lights are on.
Yeah.
It's like, yep, the night's not over.
Food's ready.
You have to talk to mom. Food's ready. Midnight's na. You can smell the food. Tocino, corned beef, tapa, whatever it is. Gouda had nothing on my mom because we didn't have to go there. We just went home and, and then a dark house. A dark home, quiet. No lights, no nothing. Brother and sister asleep. Dad not home yet. And it was just me. It was just me looking at the dining table. And then right beside me, you know how it is back in the day, your landline was, there's a little table with your landline there, right? And I looked at the landline. And I just picked it out. I was like, dialing any number. And then
You're pretending you're talking to your mom.
you got a busy toot, 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 toot. After a while, that stops. And I was like, hi, Mom. So this is what happened. I was just crying. So I had that phone. And when I dropped it, I said, you know what? I wish I had the line to heaven.
That song got created.
I wish I had the line to heaven so I could talk to you. And so I just went inside our studio because the Intro Boy studio was in our house. So I went inside the studio, switched on JJ's keyboard. And I just played the easiest chords I know, D-A-G-A. And heaven knows I've done no wrong. I only want to sing this song to you. Why did it have to end this way? Only a fool like me could say to you that if I ever had the line to heaven, I swear, I'd call you there. And if I ever had the line to heaven, I swear, I'll be there tonight.
Wow. That song is very special. And it touched a lot of lives
A lot of lives.
all over.
And the underlying DNA of that song is not its complication, but its simplicity. But behind the simplicity is the DNA of authenticity. Which is why if you've never had that experience in life, you can't sing that song. It doesn't work for anybody who hasn't lost a loved one.
Correct. Yeah.
You've lost your mom, di ba?
Yeah.
So it's before it used to be an upbeat, cool melody song. Oh, nice lyrics, but it hits home when you lose
Someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even that, would sing that because it's intro voice, line to heaven.
Yeah.
For us, line to heaven, intro voice, right? And then remember when we first invited you in the house to
Alan's birthday.
to be there for Alan's birthday, and then he said like, "Who's intro voice?" So I played line to heaven, and when I was playing that, I was crying because, like, of course, then
Nanay, yeah.
I remembered Nanay. It will always connect with
Yeah.
someone, if you lose somebody. And up to now, that song is really, really special.
And the song changed my life because my dad wanted me to sing the song. I've written most of the songs for Intro Voice, like all of the hits. I've written all of the hits of Intro Voice, but I never sang any of the hits. It was always Jonathan. So Jonathan was supposed to sing Line to Heaven, but my dad was like, "No, you sing Line to Heaven because that's a song.
That's your song.
That's your song for your mom." And I said, "No, it doesn't work that way. Line to Heaven is something Jonathan needs to sing because I'm the drummer, he's the vocalist, and that's how the band is. No, you sing Line to Heaven." So we were going back and forth, and then he died. When he died, Jonathan was like, "You know what? Let's re-record the song.
And you'll be the one singing.
You sing it because that's your dad's last request." My dad was his godfather. So he's like, that's your dad's last request. You sing the song. I go, okay, I'll sing the song. And so I sang the song. Little did I know that God had a plan because when my dad died, when my mom died, my dad revealed that I had 3 more siblings. So now we were 6. And then when my dad died, we did not have a house. I was stuck with 5 other siblings. And he only had 7,000 pesos in the bank.
Wow. So you have to be the mom and the dad.
Yeah, because I was like, what am I going to do here? How am I going to make this work?
And you did it.
So I got on my knees. I said, Lord, I'm not mad at you. This is very, very painful, but I'm not mad at you. But I don't know what your plan is. I'm not going to question you. But I want you to reveal yourself and your plan to me as soon as possible.
And you were how old?
I was 23. No, 23. Yeah, 23.
Wow. That's really, I'm asking you that because today, there's a lot of 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 who are super lost
Yeah.
and still don't know what to do.
Yes, I was 23. 23 with a 22-year-old brother, a 15-year-old sister, an 8-year-old sister, and twins who were 7 years old at the time.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, we're going to have to give up the house. That I know because we only have 7,000. And I was happy-go-lucky. I mean, I didn't have to spend for anybody. So everything I made for Intervoice, I would spend on friends. Like I said, I had 20 people in my entourage. Like we'd eat out, we'd party. And I was like, wow, Lord, it's up to you. So again, the easiest route was, you know what? I'm just going to go back to becoming an actor. There might be money there. So I called Regal. I called Viva. Hi, this is Paco Arespacochaga. Can I have a meeting with Boss Vic Del Rosario? My thing is, what's the worst that they would say? No, right? So I had to do that. No one, can I have a meeting with Mother Lily? No, can I have a meeting with Kuya Germs? No, I would do all. Then I called Backroom. Can I have a meeting with Boy Abunda? And what's your phone number? Okay. Oh, so you're part of the band what? Intro Voice? Okay. Okay, I'll let him call you. He called.
Boy Abunda.
Boy Abunda called me back. And so I was like, Paco, sige, magkita tayo sa Shangri-La EDSA. Kaya mo ba pumunta sa Chasa? So I went there with my good friend, Pancho Gonzalez, who is now the manager of Bamboo. So me and Pancho, good thing I have a witness, di ba? We went to Shangri-La EDSA and Boy Abunda was looking at Pancho because Pancho looks like Richard Gomez eh. Sabi ko, Kuya Boy, ako po si Paco. Ay, ikaw ba? Doon pa lang alam ko na mukhang talo na naman, di ba? So, sabi ni Kuya Boy, Paco, magiging totoo lang ako sa'yo. I like you. I like your guts. The only reason why I'm here is because you had the guts to actually call me and ask me for my time. So I'm giving you my time. But I'll be honest with you. You don't have it. You don't have what it takes. I don't see it.
As an actor.
As a star.
Okay.
Hindi ko makita. So, ikaw at yung friend mong Pogi, si Pancho, the buffet is on me. Eat whatever you want. But I have to go. But thank you.
Wow.
So,
That was tough.
yeah. It was tough.
But he was honest.
Very honest. And sabi ni Pancho, mag-flight attendant na lang tayo kasi hindi, kaya natin yan. Mind you will I survive and di na ako asa pa were popular songs already at this time So, we were okay. I was okay. I was making money, okay? Pero, that hit hard. But my thing is, if I was thin-skinned, it would have broken me.
And then you would have given up.
I would have given
everything.
up. Yes. But I appreciated Boy Abunda's honesty because when I became popular and I was on Showbiz Lingo, we talked about it. And even up to today, whenever we see each other, he will always mention that story. He was very proud of that moment.
Because imagine if he would have, okay, I'm going to give you a chance. Then the intro voice would have been the wayside, right?
And di ba, imagine after that moment, walang-wala na ako. Sabi ko, Lord, yan ang pinakahuling tao. Ano kayang mangyayari sa amin? But then again, bahala ka. Ikaw gumawa ng problemang to. Ikaw mag-solve nito. I'm not gonna pretend I know what to do because I don't. And then a month later, Line to Heaven came out. And I became the most popular person I had my 15 minutes of fame. I became so popular that everybody wanted to put me in different places. Yeah. To the point that Viva signed me up for a multi-million peso contract.
Wow.
And then I met Geneva. And then nagka-baby kami whom I named Heaven. Because kung hindi dahil sa Line to Heaven, hindi ko naman makikilala si Geneva. Kaya yung unang anak namin is si Heaven. Ganon. Diba? But everything really happens for a reason. Sabi ko nga, ang lesson ko rito is yung yung resilience, yung backbone, yung spine.
Yes.
And up to now, I'm still learning. God brings people my way to remind me na hindi ka pwedeng matulog sa kangkungan.
Amen. And I always, even, me, myself, my story, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that have the same story. There's no room for regret for anything. Because I think everything has a purpose.
Yeah.
Short, maybe short time, whatever, however long, that person or that situation will be with you. There's, a purpose to it.
Right.
And look at you now.
Pero kapal na mukha ko talaga, no? Hindi ako nahihiya, no?
Well, I think, like what you said.
Like, you know me as a friend, like, di ba? Like,
but like you said, you were gifted to talk. That's part of, if mahihain ka, if you're shy, you won't be able to do that. That's not an easy thing to do. But that's so natural to you. So I think that gift's been given to you, from day one, from the very beginning.
But then again, people misinterpret me as mayabang, as cocky, di ba? Because I open my mouth. Parang,
well, everybody has a place and everybody has a gift.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so like the same thing, I was very shy. I thought I was so shy. But I think after a while, I just got to know me as well. And I like to talk and ask questions. And people like, oh, you're so, even sometimes Alan would remind me, hey, slow down. Slow down. You just met this person. But sometimes you're just interested.
Yeah.
Right? And I think everybody has a gift. Right?
So I guess that's my gift. So that's the journey to Line to Heaven. And then I had resentments. Parang hanggang dito na lang ba? It went to my head. I will admit to you, it went to my head, right? But God has a way of knocking you down and
humbling
you and putting sense in your head. And until you learn that it's all Him, you will always go back to falling flat on your face.
But I think that's still part of the plan.
Yeah?
Because He has to take you somewhere and allow you. And then, hey, I'm just here. And then the moment you realize that, and thank God He loves you so much.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, He could have just forget you, But He loves you so much. And that's what I always tell people too, I want you to I want the audience to also get that, because some people think, oh, I'm so unlucky. How come I'm the, worst person in the world? How come I'm always getting through all this problem? But I always remind people, you are super loved.
Yeah,
because otherwise you will not even realize that there's a problem.
Yeah.
And actually, He's catching you right there. God actually is there working with you at that right moment.
Diba, parang nangyari kay Joseph, di ba? Nung binenta siya ng mga kapatid niya, lahat-lahat, akala niya, malas yung boy. No pala,
He was the first one who has to save the family.
Di ba?
So that's special.
I mean, hindi ko na sinasabing ako si Joseph, pero...
But look at what you're doing right now. You bless a lot of people, and you just probably don't know that. And I'm one of the recipients for that.
Likewise.
And I really, me and Alan are so super grateful for that.
Likewise.
Thank you for the friendship. Okay, let's talk about Jaja real quick.
Okay, my wife.
Because you talk about a lot of your, and I know your ex-wives are so special too for you. They part of your life. But of course, Jaja, top it all, right? And I don't get to spend a lot of time with Jaja. She's busy with work, and like now she's almost done with nursing.
Almost done with school, full time, huh? Full time.
And also in your thing and all your shows.
Yeah.
Every time.
Taking care of all the kids.
I don't know how she does that. I'm taking care of everything. I'm taking care of herself.
And herself, she still looks good, diba?
She is super beautiful. She's beautiful in and out. And it shows, how you're taking care of her as well. She looks super happy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe one of these days I can talk to her. How do you keep up with that? But she does. And she's loving that life. And I believe she's also a blessing to you. So
super blessing.
How did you know that she's the one? 16 years younger, you said, right?
Oh, sige. So, oh my God, revealed to.
So, okay. Everybody now, it's a story. I don't know if you've shared the story.
I haven't shared this story. Okay, but I'll be maingat. Again, I fall flat on my face, right? So after my second marriage, I made bigger mistakes. Instead of learning, pride got into my heart, so I made bigger mistakes. And in the course of that mistake, I fathered another child. And you know what, I could have gone with pride and stuck to my mistake. Because sa Psalm, nung nagkamali si David at si Bathsheba, tinuloy pa rin nila yung
Yung mali.
mali nila, di ba? At the expense of what? May namatay, di ba? May namatay. May kinuha si God for that. So there was this one time, sabi ko, you know what, I'm gonna make things right. Kaya magalit na lahat ng tao magalit, I will make things right. Maybe I need to go back to my wife. I need to make amends and just make things right. So I talked to the girl I was with. Sabi ko, you know what, I'm going back here. Itong plano kong gawin. Reluctantly, she understood that it was the right thing to do. And for that, I appreciate her. Pero hindi ako nakaabot sa wife ko because God had other plans.
See? Paco, dapat dito ka eh.
Nakilala ko si Jaja along the way, di ba? Parang,
that's-
and that was my first attempt at being honest because I still met up with my now ex-wife. But nung time na yun, separated pa lang kami. So she said, iba yung itsura mo eh. Sabi ko, anong iba yung itsura ko? So wala na kayo sabi ko, wala na.
But,
May girlfriend ka, no? Sabi ko, so that was my moment to be honest naman with her. Right? Alam mo, meron. Pero hindi wag ka mag-explain. Hindi mag-explain ako kasi hindi ko brinik yung relationship
because of her.
because para magka-girlfriend. Ginawa ko yun dahil kakausapin kita para aayusin natin. Pero dumating to eh. So, isip siya. Alam mo sa tingin ko, mas okay na yan. Diba, sabi ko, sa tingin mo rin?
How,
And then sabi niya, kasi diba, tingnan mo,
that's also how is it even possible for her to understand that?
magkakabalikan tayo, mag-aaway lang tayo. Gagawin mo pa rin naman yung mga ayaw kong gawin mo. At kasi remember, at this time, Jaja hadn't rebuked me about my issues with time, di ba? So sabi ni Tiny, gagawin mo pa rin naman yung mga gagawin mo at maiinis pa rin naman ako. So okay na ito maging magkaibigan tayo. At least hindi kayo magkasama nung isa. I'm fine. So toast kami. Okay, fine. So I started my life with Jaja. And because of my ability to be honest with Tiny, to get the result that I never expected, I started practicing being honest with everything and everybody. It wasn't easy because hindi mo alam kung magagalit ba or, di ba? Then I started sending out apologies to all the people I hurt.
You were, I think, those years you were trying to please a lot of people
Yes.
around you.
Yes. And I was so scared to, not hold up to their expectations. And ang na-discover ko, you're not giving them an opportunity to lift you up because you're too busy lifting yourself up. Hindi naman sa gusto mo maging mayabang, but you're trying to, kahit pagod ka na, you're trying to show a side of you na ma-appreciate nila.
But you didn't realize that God just made you enough
Right?
already.
It had to take Tiny telling me na, you know what, just go in peace. And it had to take a Jaja to accept me for who I am. And then it had to take a version of Jaja to be honest with me na I am benevolent for all the wrong reasons. I now have a daughter. Where is my time? She's not taking away the band. She's not taking away my music.
She's in all support.
And all she wants is my time. Not even attention. Time. Can't you just stay with us? So when Cassidy came out, the first thing I did was, that was the first baby I took care of. I have 5 kids. Lahat sila laking nanay or laking yaya, but Cassidy was the only child I have na pagkatapos mag-nurse ni Jaja, sa akin na siya. Ako na magbe-burp, ako na magpapatulog, ako magpapalit ng lampin. Kahit saan ako magpunta, kasama ko siya sa bassinet. To the point na nung time na nagwiwi na siya, nung napati train si Cassidy, ako yung unang taong nag-celebrate dahil hindi na ako bibili ng Pampers.
Oh, wow.
At hindi na ako na-experience ko yun.
That was a blessing.
Because
That's
I learned
privilege.
because I learned how to value my time with my family. And then when I learned that, yung severed relationship namin ni Heaven that was severed because of time or my lack of time, nakita ni Heaven that I was becoming a dad. And sabi niya, I want a piece of that action. And so Heaven started coming back to the house.
Wow.
And I started giving him time. And then si Tiny, nakita niya na, aba, itong si Enrico. That's my real name, itong si Enrico. Mukhang nagbibigay ng time. May anak kami. You know what? Anak, diyan ka sa daddy mo because now he has time. And eventually, I had all my kids. So yung time na binibigay ko sa barkada, sa mga ibang tao, sa strangers, ngayon sa kanila ko naman naibubuhos. Yung mga anak ko magtatanong, Daddy, what is this here? Ang sarap magkwento. Now, hindi na. Now, wala na silang time. Sa akin.
They're growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but God gave you the favor, I think, is countless.
Diba?
And if you look back, like, wow, I had a great life.
Yes.
Right? At that moment, like, oh my goodness, what's happening to me? But now, I truly had a great life. Man, that's a really amazing story. Paco.
Time, di ba? Parang,
And thank you for that. Wow. So I hope everybody got something from that today. That's really, really valuable. I
Thank you.
learned so much. I'm going to adapt. I hope Alan is listening to that also. But I'm so grateful for our life. Our life, more than anything, I was just talking to Alan. Our life is super special. And every day, I thank God
yeah.
we are together.
Yes.
And we're alive. That's more than anything. And couldn't complain.
You know what, if I may, I see pictures of you and Alan and the kids going all over places. Years ago, that would turn me off, and that would, in my head, I would be like, these people are wasting money. You know what? Now that I understand it, that it's all about time
And being together.
and being together, dun ko na-apply yung time well spent.
Yeah. I just want to, when you mentioned that, the same thing, like, people are just probably boasting that. The best time we had, because I think I shared this to you and some people, was when we've really experienced the lowest of the lowest, when we almost lost everything. 2 years we were not paid, right, by the company. And the best time we had, and that's a lesson that, and then from there, what you see right now is an effect of that. Because thank God we're in America. There's so many free places to go to. So the best time is when we didn't have anything. When going to the park and spending the whole day in the park and
Right.
sleeping in the park was the best thing to have. And going to the beach, right?
Right.
You don't have to spend anything. And then when we realized, God really, I told Alan, do you know how blessed we are? Because we are super together. And every time we have food, we really have to thank God that, oh my God, thank you for the blessings. So as the years go by,
Galing, no?
we got to really, if it's there, we enjoy that. If it's not there,
Yun.
we're also okay.
Yes.
But the best thing we have is really, like you said, your time and just being together.
Yes.
And wherever we are, it doesn't really matter, It's just a gift that we can be in different places. And even here in
Yeah.
the U.S., in
Yeah.
California, it's a blessing. And we thank God for that. But the most important thing is, like I told Alan yesterday, we are together.
Di ba?
And
Right?
really,
Think about
that's
it.
more than enough.
Yeah. What people don't understand is your time is finite.
And
There's what's called the good years. Di ba? The good years. How are you spending those good years?
tomorrow is not anymore.
Di ba? Now, kay Jaja naman, she is really the ilaw ng tahanan. She is really our beacon. She keeps everything together. And my job is to make sure I re-energize the light that she shines on all of us.
And I see her post a lot. I enjoy actually reading her post. She brings humor to the family.
Yes!
Oh my goodness. And I'm
Yes.
sure she's super tired at the
Yes.
end of the day. And look at her post. Like, oh my goodness. That's really amazing. And then that's her way of, I think, getting you guys together. Gluing you together. And
If I
keeping
may.
you grounded.
Yeah, if I may, this is a day in Jaja's life. She wakes up 4 kids in the morning. She'll take two to school. I'll take two to school. She goes back home. She does the laundry. And then she has to jump on her Zoom class. Then she has to prepare for her real class. Then she has to go home and prepare and cook food for the family because she's in school. So wala kaming eat outs, right? So everything has to be cooked. Ang trabaho ko is to pick up all the kids in the afternoon, hustle outside, and wash the dishes, and return the clothes to the closet. Siya, while she's in her Zoom class, maglo-laundry, magtutupian ng ginagawa namin ngayon yan. Noong una hindi ko maintindihan why she had to go to school. She went to school 4 months after I retired from corporate work to do my podcast. Aba, ginanahan. Biglang nag-quit ng...
Sabay kayo.
Sabay kami. And then we talked about it after the fact. As in, nilabas ko yung inis ko. Nainis ako. You know, like, alam mo sinabi niya sa akin? Umiyak siya. Sabi ba naman sa akin? If it really means so much to you, even if this means much to me too, I'll just go back to work. If that's what you want me to do.
Wow. And then guilty ka.
No. Sabi ko, bukas na bukas po. Hindi, alam ko lang. Sabi ko, that's what I really want you to do. Go back to work. But you know what? But because that's what you want to do, and hindi lahat ng tao nakakapasok sa Azusa Pacific University, maybe that's God's plan for us. So ibigay natin kay God yung problemang to. You do you, I do me.
We'll figure it out.
But you know what, Amabel, this is to borrow a page from your playbook. Sabi ko sa kanya, kay Jaja, are you willing to let go of everything we have right now? Na ang matitira is just you, me, and the 5 kids. Umiyak siya, sabi niya, yes. Sabi ko, then I'm fine. Wala akong problema kahit ano. And you know what? In the whole scheme of things, ang dami naming gadgets, ang dami naming gamit. You and Alan are blessings. Yung mga Escobar from New York, they're blessings. Yung sina Bill and Christine from San Francisco are blessings. My bandmates are blessings. The Colliantes are blessings. Ang dami nyo. Sina Leo Bato, sina Dr. Lourdes, they're all blessings. While we're taping this, my wife is 2 months away, 3 months away from graduating. Tomorrow, 2 months away na lang.
Imagine that.
From graduating to become, she's a nurse now, but now to get her bachelor's degree that will open opportunities not only for her, but for her whole family.
Yes. And that's something she loves and looking forward to do.
And the last time I checked, I am part of her family.
Thank God.
Diba? Diba parang when papasok ka sa shadow of the valley of death,
I will fear no evil.
Diba?
But look at you now, you're blooming together.
Right?
God has his own, you're not going to question God because me and Alan, we go through so much. People see fame, maybe people see that, oh, you've done this, but they don't see the behind the scenes, right?
Oh my God, yeah.
And the stress that you go through.
Oh my goodness.
And you still stay together. So I think as we close, Paco, you've done so much for a lot of people. And I think there are probably so many things that you have not really met. And if only you can meet these people, it's overwhelming because I'm sure one way or another you've changed their life. 3 things that you can share to other people quickly, who Paco is and probably something that you're living with all this time. Something that you can share. Hey, this is really the Paco that you don't know behind the scene.
3 things about me. I'm a very sensitive person. I don't show my pain.
You're very strong.
I guess because I don't show my pain, but I get hurt easily. I just don't show my pain. And I genuinely love people. Those are 3 things. And if I can share 3 things, be honest with yourself, be honest to other people, and the third one is always be grateful. Kasi when you're grateful, you can't be mad and grateful at the same time. Mm-hmm. It's like oil and water. And when you're grateful, your curiosity will lead you to a higher power the source of your grace, di ba? The source of your gratefulness. And then, yun na yun. Dire-diretso ka na kay God. So, yun. Be honest with yourself. Why? Because it'll help you change. Be honest with other people so that you're not leaving them to guess where they are, where they stand in your life or where you are in their lives, di ba? And then the gratefulness which belongs to God para all glory na pupunta sa Kanya. So yun.
Amen. So there you go, everybody. Our first podcast
Di ba?
with our very
Solid.
own Paco. Paco, intro voice. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amabel. Thank you. And thank you sa inyo lahat. Congratulations on the podcast.